What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I am your host this week, DocH1X1. We're here live on the E3 floor, and with me is Chocolate Bear. Let me pull him away from the bar real quick. Chocolate, come over here. What do you think of this show? Is this not awesome?
Yeah, this is another beer, please. No, it's great.
Yeah, so, turns out, shocker, we're actually not at E3. I'm still in Kentucky, and Chocolate's over there in the United Kingdom. But we're going to have a little bit different show this week for you. We are actually recording about 30 minutes before the Microsoft press conference. Me and Chocolate's going to kind of give our maybe predictions on that show, maybe some memories from E3's past, some fond memories or some funny moments, stuff that kind of stood out to us. And, we're going to make this brief, and we're also going to conclude the giveaway this month. And Chocolate, you want to talk about what game we're giving away, actually, and then we'll kind of drop the last word before the end of the show today.
Yeah, so we're giving away Deus Ex. Was it Human Mankind?
Mankind Divided.
Mankind
something,
It's Deus Ex. It's we've decided to give this one away as it's not in Game Pass, and we thought it would be just something nice for the listeners after their hard work of listening through 4 of our grueling episodes.
You guys stuck it out. Thanks. All 5 of you. No, I'm just kidding. Or am I? But anyways, so let's kind of kick it off. So the Microsoft press conference starts here in just a little bit, and we've caught in some tidbits of news before the show breaks. Luckily, it looks like Microsoft maybe's had the fewest leaks of any of the major companies. And I say that because Sony basically got out, said what they were showing, and then I feel like Bethesda's conference, just everything leaked out of it pretty much. But Microsoft, we still don't know a lot about. So let me hit you up with some questions here, Chocolate.
Go for it.
I'm gonna do a little game here on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being not likely, 10 being it's gonna happen, and 5 being don't really have a opinion on what you think about these. I guess you could call them projections or what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word I'm looking for here. Just guesses as to what might be coming. There we go.
Guesses.
Okay, first one up. We've heard for a while now that Playground Games is staffing up for a big open world RPG for Xbox, and a lot of people thought Fable. What do you think on a scale of 1 to 10 that we'll see Fable announced today?
Do you know, I've got a good feeling. I mean, I'm sure it's a few months ago there was some rustlings about Fable coming out. Personally, if it does, excellent. I'm hoping this is a solid 8. I hope it's coming. I want it to come. We'll go. I'm going with an 8. I think.
Okay.
I feel Microsoft. I think that's a game they want to bring back.
It'd be cool to have.
It's a potential series.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have a big AAA RPG like that on Xbox. And it's like you said, it was a good series back in the day. Like I played 1 and 2. I don't think I ever played 3, but I liked the first 2. So.
Fable was a great game.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it without having Peter Molyneux there.
Well, at the very least, maybe they won't announce stuff that's impossible and then turns out isn't in the game. So there's that.
That's true.
The guy was a visionary, don't get me wrong, but he's famous for a lot of big talk, and then you get your hype, you get your hype all the way up, and then the game comes out, and I don't want to say you're let down, but he doesn't quite deliver. And I don't think he means to do that. I just think that he's a very passionate person. Maybe that's the best way to say it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
I'm trying to think of who's the other guy who used to get tattoos all over his body.
Oh, that was the guy that used to be at EA, and now he runs a club in England, I believe. Doesn't he run a soccer club in England?
Yeah, I think he's chief executive of Liverpool Football Club. I can't think of his name.
He's bald. He's got a goatee. Yeah.
And he's got Guitar Hero.
He used to be at Xbox, actually. Even before EA, he was at Xbox.
All I know is
I know
the
you're
tattoo
talking
on his
about.
arse.
Yeah, people are yelling at the screen. It's like, it's this guy, you idiot. Risky's over there, like, drunk, being like, you idiots, it's this. But anyways, so I'm like you. I think that's probably likely.
Yeah.
Or we'll maybe hear something more. On that same vein, we heard. Now this is much more rumor mill, not as much credibility to this, but
That's all right. We'll go with the rumors. We'll push.
yeah.
We'll give them
what the hell
traction.
else we gonna do, right? What else we doing? So when the Xbox One first came out, there was a studio called Black Tusk that later became the Coalition before they basically, before Microsoft said, hey, you guys are going to be the Coalition, you're going to make Gears games, there was a studio called Black Tusk making a spy/thriller/shooter spy game. Whatever, I don't know how you want to word it, but that got just kind of shuffled off to the side, and they never talked about it again. But there was rumors a while back that, and this was on, used to be NeoGAF, now is Reset Error, that basically Microsoft held on to that IP, they gave it to somebody else, and they rebranded it as Perfect Dark Reboot.
Oh.
So, what do you think about a Perfect Dark reboot today?
So funny, I heard it on another podcast. They mentioned about Perfect Dark.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I'm going to. Do you know what? I'm going all in with all the rumours. I'm feeling.
Might as well have fun with it, right?
Yeah, might as well do it. Let's go. I'm going to go with a 7. Perfect
Okay.
Dark. I think it's got traction.
Yeah.
I'm trying
it
to
would make
remember
sense.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember playing the first few. I don't think I ever got into them.
The 64 Perfect Dark back in the day was really great. It was a build off of GoldenEye, and raw fond memories of that. You can actually play it on the Rare Replay on Xbox. It doesn't, like all 64 games, it doesn't hold up real good today. But
That's with any game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but it. I think that's a beloved. I say franchise, but because the 360 one that launched with it wasn't great. I guess you could say it was a fine game, but it didn't light the world on fire. But I think that would be a cool franchise to bring back. Microsoft owns it. Why not? And I'm like you. I think Fable's more likely. This is less likely, but I think this is also something that would fit in terms of like, they own it. Would make sense to have that type of game.
Oh, well, I'm wondering whether they've left the kind of the rumour mill, I don't want to say the moaning, that's not the right word, the discontent with the Xbox fans of there's no exclusive, there's no...
Yeah.
They could just be lining up every single domino and potentially just whack it out the park and go, well, this is the next 12 months, or we'll call it 11 months because nothing ever happens just before E3, does it?
Right. Well, except the Crackdown 3 delay. That always happens before E3, but...
Oh, yeah, well, that happens every couple of months, doesn't
every
it?
couple of months, apparently.
Can you imagine the domino effect of exclusive? As long as they don't get that stupid voice of world exclusive only on Xbox.
I wonder if they realize how much of a... I wonder if they eventually play into the fact that is kind of a trolling meme now out on the internet of like exclusive world premiere. I wonder if they eventually play into that and just have fun with it, because they have to know by now that people are kind of think that's a little bit funny.
You would hope that. Oh God, I'm trying to think. Major Nelson and Phil have got their ear to the ground.
Yeah, they seem like they're pretty self-aware about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I suppose to draw. E3 is meant to be fun, so you would hope they would draw a tiny bit onto the fun, and then just let I hope. Well, yeah, you would hope.
Back to your point, I think you're right though. They spent all this time after Don Matrick just shitting the bed with everything. Basically, Phil has built up this foundation of we've got Game Pass.
Shit the bed twice.
Yeah. Or the room was smeared in shit everywhere. He did his job well back then. But like they've rebuilt this good foundation of like we've got Game Pass, we've got game sharing with your buddy, we've got this accessibility controller. Like they built a good foundation, a lot of good feel good stories too about like, hey, you can play this game on your PC or Xbox, buy it once, you own it both places. Like there's a lot of cool stuff going on, and you're right. The one thing that's been missing that everybody, you pull up Twitter, Phil could say it's sunny outside today, and the first response on Twitter is, "Where's the games?" Like it clearly.
Well, to be fair, they've moved on because it was where's the remastered what was it? The remastered Black Ops.
Right.
So
Yeah,
they
you're
got rid
right.
of that
You're
one.
right. Sorry, that was the number one until, and then when that got out of the way, they're like, oh crap, now it's this. But yeah, you're right. That was the number one response. I think to even Larry Herb, I think on one episode of his podcast said, man, every day I got tweets about that. I could have said like marshmallows are yellow, and the first thing was, where's Blops 1?
Yeah. I need my Blops.
Yeah. So, but I'm like you. It'd be cool if they started getting back into that. And here's some crazy software, which to be fair, they've tried and just had some swing and misses in the past few years with like Recore, stuff like that, or stuff that just didn't pan out like Scalebound. But be cool to see what happens. So let's see. Next, I had this as a question for you, but not to spoil anything. But apparently, this might have already been confirmed. I was going to ask you how likely you thought a price drop on the X would be, but now I'm just looking at my phone, and apparently Twitter's blowing up with a couple of manufacturers leaked a reveal that they might be dropping the Xbox One X down to $399 today, and the One S down to $249 permanently.
Okay, so what does the PS4 retail at?
PS4 Pro is at $399. It would match the PS4 Pro price if they dropped it down to that today, because that's actually technically that's a full $100 price drop if they do. Which you would wonder if Sony then tomorrow if they would be forced to drop the price of the Pro. But
well, I mean, if it did happen, one, it'd be great for the consumer. Mm-hmm. Two, it'd be actually great for the consumer, but for the market. Whereas, PlayStation dropped theirs again.
Yeah,
Microsoft is thinking, oh crap, what we do now? Because I think weren't they giving away last weekend another game? There was a full price retail game included in their air quotes usual bundles.
Yeah, like I always tell people, you don't have to go far for, and it's PS4 included, PS4 Xbox. Like if you go on r/Great Xbox Deals or Great PS4 Deals, there is always good deals on these consoles. Like you have to work hard to not get some game included or a controller included or months of Game Pass included, something included. So, but now what I think this is a big deal because you drop it by $100 to $399. Can you imagine like the sale promos with that, or even like when Black Friday rolls around, like some of the deals you're going to get on some of these consoles then? Like
I said, it is such a win-win for the consumer. And will it tuck into the PS4 market? Also, depending on the games they're throwing out.
Yeah.
So if I was them, I would be back. If this was true, what they announced, it was 15 or something. Roughly games, wasn't it? They were going to do.
Oh yeah, so that's right. I saw that tweet. 15 world premieres. Yeah.
Yeah. So you bat it. You do your world premieres. The last 5, maybe you do your world exclusive only on Xbox. And by the way, today it is $399, and you'll just see everyone.
I do think that I'm like you. Yeah.
Mouth wide open. Oh shit! I can get. I think Gears 5 if it's coming out.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty cool that we live in a time where you can basically say you can get a 4K machine for $400. That's a pretty good deal. I mean,
I think
we're not on here to try to say, hey, you should go buy this, but that's if you've ever built a PC, you know that is somebody that's built several PCs. That is, I can tell you right now, that is impossible to do, even with sales, rebates, all that stuff. Impossible to build a machine that can do that for that kind of cash.
It's a deal and a half. I mean, we're going back to way back when, 360 time, when consoles were affordable.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Well, and okay, so but that's kind of getting out there, so that looks like that's likely that'll happen. So that's cool. Like you said, it's good for everybody.
Oh, definitely.
Next question I got for you here: did you ever play XCOM at all, Chocolate?
No. Do you know what? I've heard so many people in the community talk about XCOM, and I have not dived in. I don't think I can give that much time to it right now, this second.
Right.
I need to ship my kids off to nursery for a day. My wife needs to go out. I need to lock the doors and play.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of it. I beat the XCOM Enemy Within, Enemy Unknown on the 360 back and pad, and then I've not beat XCOM 2 yet, but I've been playing it. What do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? There's been a lot of rumors floating around this week specifically of a Gears of War / XCOM hybrid. Kind of taking the Gears of War franchise and putting it in a different type of game. Kind of like Mario did with Mario Rabbids XCOM kind of hybrid. What do you think about that?
See, this is worrying now. You either poo-poo the Gears franchise by doing this, or doing it wrong, or you breed a new lease of life and potentially have a type of, as Halo have done, kind of branch out slightly and have, not saying it's a Halo Wars game, but Halo Wars one side,
well,
Halo as your main thing going through the middle.
And I think that's what they would be doing with this, if I had to guess, because you said it exactly right. Like, the Halo Wars is kind of a side thing that's different from Halo, but uses the franchise. Yes. I think that would be along the same lines. Also, would be like an RTS, so it would even kind of fit that mold.
So do I?
Yeah. So I mean,
I'll go with a 6. Okay. Like I said, it worries me after the mess up they did with was it Judgment that was just
right. Yeah, the pre-sequel thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. They've I don't say they shit the bed once, but they've dropped the ball once. Are they going to do it again, or do they want to risk doing it again? Pass. Unless they throw that and Gears of War 5 out.
I think Gears of 5 is a guarantee today. If I was on scale 1 to 10, I'd say that's a 10. I think that's definitely happening today. Yeah, I think there's no chance that we don't get a Gears 5 today coming out in September. But
September.
Well, see, the thing about it is Microsoft, and I keep kind of reminding people this, they are totally going the route of, like, they are not showing stuff until it comes out within 6 to 8 months anymore. The only reason why I think Fable is definitely happening. I think they're making it right now, but I think it's hit or miss whether or not we see it, just because if it's not ready to come out in 8 to 12 months, they might not show it yet.
So do you think they got their hands burned then from doing Crackdown and cocking up Crackdown 3? Or do you think it's a multitude of issues?
I think Crackdown 3 is a prodigy of that got greenlit back when Don Matrick was around, before Phil got in charge. Phil got in charge, and also before Phil, basically the Xbox division head, got promoted to vice president of the company. And they've said it several times now, their budget went from, just to kind of give a metaphor, $1 to $1,000, basically, And I think once they got that influx of a humongous budget, they then said, hey, let's postpone Crackdown, let's make it right. And I think Crackdown is a prodigy of that it was a low budget. They tried to do a lot with the low budget, and it was in development hell, and they've got the budget now, and they're wanting to actually put some money into it and make it as good as possible.
So do you think Microsoft then should have turned around and should have had a statement on Crackdown to say, there's a slight mistake, we're overhauling the whole game, it will be out in, I don't know, the next 2 years?
I think they actually, so I guess here's my question to you then, to that point. Do you think we will see gameplay of Crackdown 3 today?
No, Crackdown, we haven't heard anything about Crackdown from Microsoft for, a year?
Since E3 of last year, pretty much. Yeah.
So,
and we heard that it got delayed to spring at E3. Then we just heard last week it's delayed till February of next year now.
So, I don't know. I don't think we'll see any. We won't see any new gameplay, is what I'm going to put down. We may see the old stuff, and if the big, huge man with muscles,
Terry Crews
comes out.
Old Spice Man. Da 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 da.
And as you were just doing that, I'm just imagining his pecs going. Do, 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 do. Guy's amazing.
Yeah, he is a charismatic show of force for sure.
Yes. So if he comes out, they can do whatever they like with Crackdown.
You know exactly
I don't care.
what's
I think
up.
The guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's amazing. He is. Yeah. I love him to bits.
He's something else.
It's hilarious.
Okay. So let's move on with another prediction. Scale of 1 to 10 that Microsoft takes an existing IP, makes their own take on Battle Royale, and basically, I guess more or less announces a Battle Royale game.
I don't want it to be, but I would imagine it's a 10 because every...
I think there's no way we're not hearing Battle Royale get mentioned today, probably.
If we don't hear Battle Royale twice out of those 15 titles...
Mm-hmm.
And this is not including Battlefield 5, there's something wrong. So we're going to hear it.
Yeah.
I would imagine... Yeah, I'd imagine they'd do it. I can't see it being a difficult I say this, me being such a game developer.
Well, come on, it's well documented your years in the industry, so let's not beat around the bush here.
I've got to say it's got to be a given. I would imagine they would do. Well, mind you, they're pretty invested in
PUBG.
PUBG.
Well, okay, so let's say not to. Well, yeah, you're right about that. Well, they're heavily invested in PUBG, but they're also having Fortnite tournaments at their Windows stores. So, clearly they're just in it to be like, hey, whatever gets more eyeballs on our stuff. I think. But
I can guarantee we'll see something. I think we'll see something from them. I think it's a definite 10.
Okay.
But then, I said, they're invested in PUBG quite heavily, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, it's pretty clear now that their exclusivity window with that was a pretty large one. Okay, on that same line of thought, if they announce a Battle Royale mode or game, what franchise that they currently own do you think it is most likely to come from? Do you see it being a Halo Battle Royale, a PUBG Battle Royale, something brand new, or what do you think as far as a franchise?
For Microsoft, something new, I think.
Something new, yeah.
I mean, when you did say what franchise, I did think Halo straight away, but...
I mean, it wouldn't be a hard stretch to see a ship above a planet and those drop pods of ODS troopers. Yeah, just dropping in those drop pods, 100 of them falling into the sky, It's not hard to see that, but I'm like you. I feel like...
I don't think the consumer... Well, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't want to see it, and I don't think it's within Microsoft or Phil Spencer just to make another one. I think if they're making one, they're going to make something unique, I think.
I would love that if they do it. I'd love them to do a rip-off of Fortnite without the building. Like proper steal
I agree. I'm still waiting for the Fortnite game mode without building. I agree.
Yeah, just to not rip it to shreds, but just to completely take it and go, well, we've got Mr. Greenberg with us. He thought, here you go, let's do this as well.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. We'll see. It'd be interesting to see if they do announce one, what it actually is. But okay.
Flavor of the month. This is Battle Royale.
It is until Fortnite starts losing millions. I think it's going to be flavor of the whatever day it is, probably.
Well, what's the new one out at the moment? Royale, isn't it? Or
Realm Royale, yeah. The Paladins of the most likely game to make a Battle Royale mode, Paladins, Realm Royale, which apparently it's pretty popular on streaming sites, at least for now, so,
it's the top game at the moment. Well, on Mixer, I've seen.
It's a popular mode. Okay, last thing. This is going to be kind of an open-ended question and almost more like a pipe dream of like if you can just kind of have fun with this. Phil Spencer is about to walk off on stage. The show has ended. A lot of cool stuff happened. And he says,
and he falls over and Ed Sheeran blasts that song that he did with Madonna. Yes,
exactly.
Nailed it.
There you go. Did not see it going there.
Nope.
He's getting ready to walk off and he says, and one more thing. What does he say after that? Aside from what you already said. Not that I don't think that's likely, just,
I did not shit the bed. No. You've put me right on the spot.
Oh, it's okay.
You should have pre-warned me with that one.
That's my bad. How about I kind of give one? How about I say, normally I would have almost thought it would be a price drop, but what if I say, and one more thing,
Halo
and he
6.
says... that I think they would just announce that, but I think he says one more thing. Fortnite is now Fortnite and all these other games are crossplay between Switch and PS4, and they officially announced crossplay with PS4. Sony finally gives in.
No.
I agree. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
wow. I don't think Sony would allow them to.
No, they made it pretty clear what their stance is on that. Yeah.
Take out Sony though.
Well, to that end, Nintendo pretty much is, because they just announced Paladins on Switch, and it is cross-play with Xbox and PC, but not PS4. So, again, another game that everybody's playing but PS4.
I would... See, that would be more likely to say, yeah, you can now cross-play all these games with the Switch.
Yeah. Well, okay, so how about that? How about he comes out and he says, we're announcing a new initiative called X Play, and it basically any game with that on the cover that's third party means you will be able to play with people that are on Switch. Like actually just brand it, just be like, hey, it's X Play enabled, and that means Switch and Xbox can play together because there are already so many games that do it anyways. Maybe just brand it.
That would be. I think you would see everyone have their mouth dropped.
It would just put more pressure on Sony, I would feel like, too, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and Nintendo aren't at the conference, are they? Because they do their own thing.
Nintendo Direct, yeah. It's just a pre-made video. Yeah.
So potentially, oh god, we've started such a rumor here. Lucky this is out on a Tuesday and not like before E3.
We're gonna be so wrong on these predictions. They're not gonna announce Fable, Perfect Dark, nothing. We're gonna let these guys.
Next week we'll be sitting here with the turtle in between our legs, and Risky will be back to tell us off.
Exactly.
You see, that could happen. That would be. I mean, not cool. That I've got a Switch, but that would be so good.
You know, just the ability to play with more of your friends on more devices and stuff. That's only a good thing. So you know, and that would be another good feel-good moment to end on. But you know, I don't know. Well, I guess to kind of start to wrap it up a little bit here, because we actually got to tune into the conference here. It's about to start here in just a few minutes, but
Doc's getting very, very twitchy. He's like, this is getting close.
I'm getting pumped. E3 is fun stuff, you know.
And I need to get my free game.
Actually, by the way, not that this will help anybody when they listen to this, but if you tune into Mixer during the conference, you get some free stuff. Sorry if you missed out when you're listening to this. Anyways, back to the giveaway we're doing. Okay.
So what's that noise?
Whoa, what the?
Warning, incoming missile.
Okay. I'm gonna pitch this over to you, Chocolate. What do we got? What do we got here?
So, the fourth word of the phrase, bit. Okay. So again, it's bit. You need to listen to. I'll give you. You are meant to listen to podcasts 1, 2, and 3, but you can go over to 2, and I accidentally drop words 1 and 2.
Technically,
in that
you can cheat a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. They're at random parts of the show. Pick up the 4 words, and then you'll have to email us. And this is where Risky normally saves me, but I have come prepared. And you will email us at
CAG. Yeah, you got it.
Oh, you can save me if you want, Doc, but
do you have
prepared.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, awesome.
Okay. So it's cagpodcast@gmail.com. That's cagpodcast@gmail.com. It'll also be in the description. Just put the phrase in. We'll once we get everyone who's emailed in, the following week we will announce it, and I will announce it on Instagram. I'll do an Instagram story.
Nice.
I will also email you, so you don't obviously lose out if you're not on Instagram.
I've been slacking on Instagram. I need to kind of start blowing that up.
Yeah, and Facebook you've slacked on as well. But,
on both, actually, yes. Me and my wife. I need to contact our PR department because she is not coming through on her contractual obligations.
Have you paid her yet, though?
Look, my paycheck is essentially hers. She has all the payment that she needs. So, yeah. So, anyways, I guess that's it. I guess that's all we got this week. Yeah, email us for a chance to win the game. I guess. And is it too much of a cheat to say that 2 of the words rhyme? I guess we can say that too.
Well, you've said it, so no.
Okay. Just kidding, guys.
Yeah.
No. But anyways, yeah. So email
get
us.
That free game.
Get the free game.
Email
Risky
us.
will be back next week, so it won't seem so disorganized. We hope.
And if you enjoy the show without Risky, just tweet us.
please take responsibly, Risky, wherever you are, whatever you're doing.
If you want him back, tweet us anyway.
Also that. Anyway, so I guess that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Any words of advice before we exit here, Chocolate?
It's the summer, so I'll tell you not to eat yellow snow.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. What about yourself?
That is wise.
That is very wise.
I would second that, and also, it's not. I got nothing. I was gonna say that, and you stole it from me. So
God
you know,
damn it.
yeah,
Well.
just stay safe. Don't download ROMs. If we've learned anything last episode, that is up there with hardcore drugs. So just stay in school. You know,
and don't do wrongs.
Don't do ROMs. Drink your milk and don't eat Yellowstone. See you later, guys.
Take care.